I'll put money on Mamelodi Sundowns. I'll put my salary on Mamelodi Sundowns to win that game. Yeah,
this 1 week feels like 2 or 3 weeks. It feels long.
time,
International breaks feel long.
I'm not kidding you. And this is not me coming from a place of
bitterness.
No, maybe a little.
CR7 sees red and the DRC are through to the World Cup. This is Black and White Boots. Brother, hey, I was bold last week. I was bold. I'm like, Nigeria's through, Nigeria's through, Nigeria's through, Nigeria's through nowhere. They just did us favors. That's all they did.
Yeah, and them being in that position was after a lot of misfortunes of other teams. You remember Burkina Faso, because there was in a group where there was a team that actually did not finish their games. They have to now change the format, and as a result, Nigeria gone through. And Tebukhomugwena saga as well, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, Nigeria has been lucky, and I think their luck came short over the weekend. And
short.
Yeah, no. And I'm happy about it. I think the deserving team is going through to the final stages of the knockout, because they're now going to play other regions now for the last spots in the World Cup.
Yeah. So this is back-to-back World Cups for Nigeria to not qualify for the first time in a very long time.
Yeah. And it's surprising because they've got quality as to why are they struggling so much? Could it be off the field issues that they've experienced? I just wonder what is going on there. But then again, if we go to the game, if you look at Nigeria against Gabon, they've played extra 30 minutes, and DRC was very lucky because they scored the last minute winner, and which means they played 90 minutes. I mean, extra 30 minutes can be grueling to players. Playing 120 and then rest for like what, two days, and then you have to go back again into the field. Could be a lot. So I think that was also a factor for Nigeria, because in the second half they were flat. I watched that game. Nigeria was flat. DRC was exposing themselves and pushing Nigeria all the way, and I knew that Nigeria was in trouble. And they managed to hold on until the last minute of extra time. And then, as we always say, penalties are a gamble.
Penalties are indeed a gamble.
Yeah, and they were not lucky. But also, I'm not convinced with Nigeria. Hey, they have good players, but I think they relied a lot on moments of brilliance. And also, if you look at the game that they played against Gabon, when I watched that game, Gabon, when it went to extra time, it's sort of like they started making a lot of mistakes. They look like a team that has given up. You know, they started making a lot of mistakes, and Nigeria pounced on those mistakes, and that's how they won that game. It's not like they were any good. Yes, the scoreline might say otherwise because it was a high scoreline, but I just feel like Gabon started to give away position cheaply. They were just opening up at the back, and with the quality that Nigeria has up front, you don't make that kind of mistakes. You know, I think the one goal, it was just a poor pass, and then it was intercepted. You look at those things, you're like, at that level, you shouldn't be making those kind of mistakes. You know?
And you will get punished.
You will get punished, especially if you're playing a team like Nigeria that is so littered with talent and all of that. But yeah, I think you called it to say, you know, you would like to see DRC going progressing forward, and here we are. They've got another chance come March to play those playoffs again and see if they can make it to the World Cup. You know, it will be good to see them in the World Cup.
Yeah, I think it's a nation that deserves a little bit of something.
Yeah.
You know, for all of their domestic troubles away from the football.
Yeah.
I think the people deserve a little something. Speaking of Nigeria failing to qualify for the World Cup, how competitive are the CAF nations ahead of global international football? I mean, for Nigeria to not qualify, that means there are other sides in the African context who have been better, at the very least, at the qualifying level for World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah.
Who's to say that things won't change come AFCON? But for Nigeria to not qualify, that means other teams have played better than a very good Nigeria side. It's a side littered with quality footballers. You look at Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen. These are the sort of players that are in that Nigeria squad. These are players playing at elite clubs in European football and being effective in those elite clubs in European football. So in saying that, surely the logic is CAF deserves respect and reputation when it comes to the global national football team stage. However, Italian national team coach Gennaro Gattuso, the Bulldog, I was a big fan of the way he played football as a AC Milan player. A real dirty dog of a footballer, but he committed everything.
Yeah.
He fought to the last.
Yeah.
As a player. Now as a manager, controversy. Gennaro Gattuso unable to save Italy as yet for World Cup qualifiers. So they're just holding on to the dream of qualifying for the World Cup. We've not seen a great Italy side for some time now. But his comments about criticizing that CAF was designated as many positions as they were, feeling that Europe should have been designated, that it's too difficult to qualify as a European team for the World Cup.
Yeah, firstly, I mean, let's look at how Italy has battled to qualify in the past. I mean, I can't remember. I think there's 2 World Cups that they didn't qualify for in the past, like in the past 10 years. Okay, put that aside. The number of teams that were qualifying from Africa, it was just 5. And what I think Gattuso failed to understand is that FIFA has been trying to level the playing field. Because if you look at the number of teams that CAF rather has, it's the same as the number of teams that UEFA has, more or less. I think it's about 54, 53 or something like that. And UEFA has got 16 spots. And then FIFA now has said, okay, Africa, you're going to get 10, which brings our representation to at least 18%, which is still the lowest in the bigger scheme of things. If you look at South America, they've got like 7 spots and there's only like 12 teams. Those are the people that we need to be questioning as to why do they have so many spots. We are the least, we've got the least number of representation in the World Cup, and yet we get the stick. I think it's just pure disrespect to Africa, and we've seen it. Was it Jamie when he says AFCON is not really a big tournament, and you look at those utterances, you just like, this is just pure disrespect. How do you? I think Africa is like a low-hanging fruit. For them, it's like we don't deserve to be in the world stage. How come Africa gets 9 spots or 10 spots rather? How come we get those? We have to. The representation has to reflect the number of countries that the federation has, and I think that's what FIFA has been trying to do. And for him to come out and question that, I think it was just a little bit silly of him.
Yeah, and to say they haven't won a World Cup, an African team hasn't won a World Cup.
Because we're not well represented.
There's only 2 continents that have won World Cups. It's only South America and Europe that have shared the World Cups.
But again, he will go for us because it's easy to pick on Africa, and it's just pure disrespect. I don't understand why. And that's why maybe some people are even saying, no, he's a racist and all of that, because why would you just pick Africa if you look at all the representation?
Also when it's convenient, right? So
exactly.
Jamie Carragher's very happy to have a Mo Salah in the Liverpool side who's a representative from the African continent.
Exactly.
And you look at the number of African players who have represented Premier League teams in the past. There's a tremendous number of players from Africa who have achieved great things in football. So it's hard to see these people criticize Africa to the extent, and all it makes us want is for them to eat their words. If we see Bafana go succeed at a World Cup and push all the way, I mean, we saw Morocco finish 4th.
Yeah.
In the last tournament.
Yeah, they've done well.
They've done very well.
We showed that we can play football. If you look at all those leagues in Europe, there's a lot of African players that are making those leagues what they are, that are generating viewership because of African players. For me, I just feel like it's just pure disrespect. I mean, how do you say a team that has a least representation doesn't deserve to have more sports? I mean, I don't think he has done his homework.
Yeah, I think Jamie Carragher needs to show us his World Cup medal and his Premier League medal before he speaks up too much about Africa.
Yeah, no, definitely. Before you go, I just pulled up the stats, right? South America, it's got 58% representation in terms of countries 7 and World Cup spots 7. UEFA, it's 55. And they've got 16 spots. That's 29% representation. And then CONCACAF, North America, it's 41 countries. They've got 8. That's 19.5 representation. And then you've got Asia, which is 47 countries. And then they've got 9 spots. That's 19.1 representation. And then you've got CAF, which is 54 countries. And we've got 10 spots now. We're still the least.
Still the least.
We
have one more spot than Asia. But we have a lot more countries.
Yeah. You see,
when last did an Asian team go perform tremendously well in a World Cup that you think to yourself, they deserve the extra spot. So yeah, it's let's just hope we make them eat their words there in America. And Mexico.
Definitely. I hope African teams actually go and do well. And I think this gives them an opportunity. We've actually doubled our chances. So
I think the most damning verdict on this is obviously Jamie Carragher's comments came about AFCON as a tournament because he was upset to see certain African players leave the Premier League sides during that January slot. After the last AFCON tournament, we've sang its praises, the quality of football, the quality of officiating, the quality of the organization and management of the tournament. It's one of the best national football tournaments we've seen in a long time. And it outshone the Qatar equivalents in the World Cup.
Yeah.
So let's hope that CAF continues to do African football proud in the upcoming AFCON and that the CAF representatives who are going to the World Cup continue to shine some good light on African football.
No, definitely. I think we have shown that we are capable. We are on par with everyone.
While we're on the African national football tip, Bafana Bafana. They had a friendly fixture, one fixture. Most teams played 2.
Yeah, that's why I remember we were a bit confused as to
isn't there another fixture?
And then it looked like it was,
but it was
one.
Just that Zambia fixture. Bafana Bafana went on and won that. Winning football games is a good habit to have. Obviously, it was a friendly. Not too much to say about it. It is still just a friendly, but good to have a run out as a squad. But most of those players will be representing their club together anyway, because a large contingent of that Bafana Bafana squad is wearing a black and red shirt.
Yeah, no, true. And the man of the match, it's Mbule, who many have been singing his praises, and him getting that chance and then grabbing it with 2 hands, I think it's commendable of him. And I just hope for the player that he is, I just hope he continue doing that and he can continue playing at the club level, because AFCON, I think it's almost guaranteed for him. But there's a World Cup coming up. I think it's one player that is going to be very, very terrific for Bafana Bafana. So I'm hoping that he can stay in this right space of mind and just enjoy his football, because he's a very, very good footballer. And I'm hoping that he can do well.
He's in a rich vein of form, and I think the only person who'll be happier about his great performance with Bafana Bafana than himself is Coach Hugo Bruce.
No, definitely.
Because you need that creative outlet, that chaotic player that Mbule is, that unlocks defenses.
Yeah.
In reality, that's his job, whether it's taking goals or creating the goals or creating pre-assists.
Yeah.
He's got that talent. He's got that ability, and he's a difficult customer to deal with.
he's a difficult customer to deal with. I agree with you. And he's just that one player who he's not afraid of anything when he will ask for the ball in very awkward spaces and he will come out with the ball. And I know a lot of people are like what's his name from Mamelodi Sundowns, Tambazwane for that number 10 role. I think he's an exceptional footballer, and unfortunately age and injuries are not really on his side, and we sort of need this kind of a backup. So when a player like Mbule is raising his hand and is showing us what he's capable of, it's sort of exciting because with Tambazwane, nothing is guaranteed at this age. We don't know if he's going to be able to come back to full fitness and make it for AFCON and also for the World Cup. My hope is that he makes it so that we can have that kind of depth, but it's important to have players like Mbule raising their hands, and yeah, it was a good result for Bafana it was a thumping 3-1, beautiful goals. I mean, Ngota's goal, oof, it was a beautiful goal, and those kind of things are the ones that like build the confidence. And we are going to AFCON, and in few weeks or few days rather, you want those kind of results in the back of your mind.
Before we leave international football, and we'll come back to domestic affairs when we speak about that next, but let's wrap up the international game. Portugal.
Yeah.
Portugal's on everybody's lips, not necessarily because everyone's a Portugal fan or that they're the best team in Europe, etc. They're one of the top teams in the world. Let's not get it mixed up. There's a lot of quality in that Portugal side. But Cristiano Ronaldo is the reason why everybody speaks about Portugal all of the time. Ronaldo seeing red. What did you make of it? I mean, he's complaining about being pushed, but you can't react in that way.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo throws an elbow at his defender, gets himself sent off with a VAR decision. Then he was suspended for the follow-up game, which we'll speak about in a bit, against Armenia. But against Ireland, frustrating game for Portugal. They executed their game plan perfectly, Ireland. Frustrated Portugal completely. And if you look at the stats of the game, Portugal dominated a lot of the stats. But Ireland walk away with a comfortable win in many ways.
I think Portugal went into that game as a game that they want to wrap up. Their qualifier, because I think they just needed a point.
Yes.
Yeah, to qualify. So I think it's a game that they wanted to just win. And when things were not going their way, I think frustrations built up. And as a result, we saw what we saw. And like you say, I mean, Ireland came on into that game and executed their plan. And you can't fault them for anything. I just feel like it was out of... Ronaldo never behaves like that.
No, very out of character, and he's a very experienced player. And I think that's the weirdest thing, is that with all that experience, surely you should be... He's a player who's bullied all of the time because of his quality. We saw him getting kicked to pieces in the Premier League as a young boy. So he's been bullied his whole career, and then the frustration just grew, gets himself sent off, can't play the game against Armenia, which was a goal route, and it would have a nice contribution if he played. It would have been a nice little bump towards 1,000 goals. And now Portugal have qualified for the World Cup. He's likely to travel with the squad and represent Portugal as captain probably at next year's World Cup, which will, I mean, if it's not his last, how superhuman is he? No. But it'll be his 6th World Cup. But we're still waiting to hear how many games he'll be suspended for that straight red. He could miss the 2 opening fixtures of the World Cup. That wouldn't be very surprising. If FIFA were to make that decision, I don't know if anyone would even argue with it.
Yeah. It's sad, man, because you don't want to bar out like Zinedine Zidane.
Yes.
And I mean, if FIFA expose more matches, but then again, it's just 2 games. Maybe you can sit out the first 2 games. I think I think it's definitely going to the World Cup.
There's been a lot of questions about if Cristiano Ronaldo makes Portugal a worse team.
Look, I mean, he was out and then they went on to win. And games when he's not there, they actually do well. I don't know if it's a coincidence or it's just...
Yeah, I don't know if you can use Armenia as the measuring stick.
No, I
for
don't
this.
think so.
I think
whether
if
he was
he's there
there
or
or
not, they would have thumped Armenia.
they would have thumped Armenia.
So it's a difficult thing to say, but I think it's a bit of a stupid thing to say that Portugal's worse with Cristiano Ronaldo when you look at what he's done even in this qualifying period to drag Portugal through to a few results when the going has been a bit tough. He had a bad game. He's a human being after all, somehow.
I think that man has brought enough grace in his entire career. I don't think it's even a fair statement to say Portugal is worse with
one of the best players of all time.
Yeah, no. He deserves to be there. He works hard. He has worked hard for that team his entire life, and he's given every blood and sweat for that team. I think it's an unfair statement, honestly.
So over the course of 18 years, 6 World Cups, Cristiano Ronaldo will be there. How big would it be for him to win it?
Bro, like I said, I think if the gods of football are listening, I think that man really deserves one, you know.
If you are listening, FIFA, we know you like to fix a few things together. I'm being facetious. I don't really mean it. But if the gods of football are listening, give us an Argentina-Portugal final. Let's say goodbye to Messi and Ronaldo like that.
Yeah, and then Ronaldo lifts it.
I'd be
Imagine, the world will be something else on that day, hey?
Elsewhere in European qualifiers, Erling Haaland firing Norway. I said last week, if Haaland's on the pitch, you're going to score goals. Just don't concede goals and you win your games. Norway have the same benefits as Manchester City. That man just scores goals. He's a machine. I think he's the best number 9 in world football.
I think he is. Stats don't lie.
I mean, I think Mbappe is a great player. I don't see him as a traditional number 9 necessarily. How do you stop that man?
Yeah, look, I think he's just got this. Like you said, if he's there, you are guaranteed something. Just don't concede.
Yeah, and with Martin Odegaard in that Norway side, they'll be at the World Cup.
Yeah,
Haaland and Odegaard, it's good to see those boys on the international stage. We missed out on having Haaland in the last World Cup.
Yeah, the last one they were not there.
They were not there.
Yeah.
And
they have not been really a side that has qualified for many World Cups.
No, Norway's not a team that you think of at the top of your mind
I agree with you.
as a powerhouse.
I think they've been to 3 or 4, something like that.
In their history. So it's great for a player like that to be representing a team. And you know what? If you're the sort of football fan who's like, I want to support a dark horse, and I want to support a team that's less popular. Maybe your nation isn't represented in this.
That's the sort of
thing.
team you would pick, eh?
And I tell you what, every time they're not playing Portugal or Bafana, I'm going to back Norway all the way.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I think, when you are that kind of a player, you are a star like Haaland. Those are sort of results that as fans we expect from you when you are playing for your national team, right? And we've seen with like your Mbappe's in the final of the 2022 World Cup. When chips are down, he sort of like pulled France up and fought for everyone. And those are, if you're a star, those are kind of things that you have to give us. And Haaland is just doing exactly that, I mean, obviously we can't say much about Ronaldo and your Messis. They've done it at a very, at the biggest level as well, So I think Haaland is a goal machine, and I think Norway might just surprise us and be the dark horse of this World Cup.
Yeah.
Anything is possible. Eh? The moment is get out of group stages in the World Cup, Marco. Bro, anything is possible. Just get out of the group stages. Knockout stages, it's anyone's to take.
Hey, ask Morocco, like you say.
Exactly.
The next time we speak about international football will be about AFCON. We'll be there. We'll be bringing you some information and some of the action.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Some of that time we might be on leave and not here on your thing. We need a break too. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to the tournament, and that's the next time we'll be speaking about international football.
Yeah.
Bring it back to club football, bring it back home. PSL action is back this weekend. However, some of our favorite sides will not be present. in this weekend's fixtures.
Yeah.
And what that means for your team, Orlando Pirates, is they've got an opportunity to get some of those games in hand back, because they'll be playing next week, Tuesday night, in the Betway Premiership, whereas Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns have CAF competition to worry and focus about. So it's an opportunity for Pirates to get one of those games in hand back.
Yeah.
And an opportunity to summit the league.
Yeah, you have to. You know, when you've got games in hands, doesn't guarantee you anything. And when your immediate rivals are engaged in CAF competitions, what a better way to close the gaps and actually create one. You know, because obviously now that these two teams are in group stages, Orlando Pirates will eventually catch up on those games in hand, and eventually they will have to create a gap. And once you do that, you put yourself in a very favorable position, because you've got your Sundowns and your Chiefs chasing now instead of you chasing. And we've seen how chasing can be difficult.
Absolutely. And, they could be level on points with Sundowns before Sundowns are able to kick a Betway Premiership ball again. So that's some of the action that we have ahead. Obviously, you will cover more of that fixture next week in next week's show, because that show will come out before Pirates play against Chippa United on the 25th of November.
Are they playing on the 25th or 23rd?
The 25th, Orlando Pirates against Chippa United. That's what I have on my records here. What is going on with us actually getting official fixtures in our hands, whatever? It seems to be all over the place. You Google one thing and it says one thing, and then you go look at the PSL's website, it says something else.
Yeah,
I trust the PSL's website a little bit more.
Yeah. And also, you no longer get anything on Google.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they want to direct eyeball somewhere. We don't know.
Oh, well, they've directed mine to the PSL website. So.
Yes, 25th, yeah.
So some fixtures coming up Saturday. Amazulu versus Siwelele. Marumo Gallants versus Kukune. It's a good game to look at because of where Kukune sit on the log. They could be a solitary point behind Mamelodi Sundowns by Saturday, and they would leapfrog Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates in the process.
And that's the position they want to find themselves in, because since the league started, they have been a team that has been consistent until lately. You know, so getting back to winning ways and actually getting back to number 1 or 2 position will be an objective for Sekhukhune, because they find themselves now sitting on 4th, which is sort of like unfamiliar for them in terms of how they started the league, you know. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go on and win that game.
There's a prickly porcupine there that you have to deal with. Marumo Gallants, good luck to them. We'll see what happens on Saturday. And then Sunday, TS Galaxy, they will face Golden Arrows, and Richards Bay will face Durban City. Durban City recently kicked out of the Black Label Calling Knockout Cup. Opportunity for them to focus on the league a little bit and find themselves in a safe position so that they can continue to grow and thrive in this league at this level. Yeah,
as things stand, they're sitting 7th, and you know you want to keep winning, because 7th in terms of top 8 is not the safest place to find yourself in. So you wanna push yourself a lot higher, you know.
Is it not ambitious for them to think that top 8 is the target?
It is, but if you look at how they started, I think they would like to believe that they can make top 8. You know, as a newly promoted side.
Yeah, if ambitions change throughout the season, you can change your ambitions. You know, you shouldn't be thinking about survival if you've done this well, I guess.
And I look at the teams that are playing this weekend. TX Galaxy versus Golden Arrows as well. You look where TX Galaxy is. TX Galaxy is number 8, and then Golden Arrows is number 9. You know, if you Golden Arrows, you want to beat TX Galaxy so that you can go over and above them, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
and
crazy.
The context for next season would be it's an opportunity at another trophy.
Yeah.
Not that anybody wins that but Orlando Pirates.
Yeah, this league, it's so close, eh? It's so close. Anything can still happen here. You know, I know we're almost approaching the halfway mark of the season. So this is sort of like an indication of where everybody would be, but I think a lot can still happen.
So before club football returns to our screens from the English Premier League, we did say that Mamelodi Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs will not be playing Betway Premiership action this weekend because they've got CAF commitments.
Yeah.
And a certain Lupopo side is in action.
The Masters of Dakar.
Yeah.
They're going to be in town.
Yeah, they're going to be in town.
No.
Is Mamelodi Sundowns a different outfit altogether? Is it going to be a step too much for them? I mean, the bookies will have it that way, right?
Yeah, they will have it that way. And I don't think, when I look at that team, I mean, there's not any football. Okay, how can I put this? I didn't see them as a very good side because they didn't come to Orlando to play football. I cannot obviously judge them on that 3-0 of loss that Pirates endured away because the game was not being shown on TV. But from the game that I watched at Orlando Stadium, I don't see that side as a side that can upset Mamelodi Sundowns. Not by if I had money, I'll put money on Mamelodi Sundowns. I'll put my salary on Mamelodi Sundowns to win that game.
This is not betting advice.
It's not.
By the way,
don't take your salary and
please don't put your whole salary on Mamelodi Sundowns. That is not advice we give.
No, that's
if
not
it's a choice that you make, that's a choice that you make alone. We're not here to give betting advice at all.
It's crazy.
And if you are going to bet, obviously try to do it responsibly and see it as something fun to do. This is not financial incentive. But I get what you're saying. The figure of speech that you're saying is that like Lupopo, they surely stand no chance against Mamelodi Sundowns, who are one of the kings of CAF competition in terms of consistency. Yes, they don't go on and win the trophy every year.
If anything, Marco, I see a thumping. I'm not kidding you. And this is not me coming from a place of bitterness. No, maybe a little. Bro, I hate that team though. But
I hope they get thumped.
Yeah, I hope they get thumped. Because look, Mamelodi Sundowns is a good side, and they're just a horrible side, man. Yeah, and I foresee Mamelodi Sundowns just pulling, a huge score there.
A team that we haven't focused on a great deal that gets a tremendous amount of focus in the context of South African football, and they are my team, Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, look, I mean, they're going to be facing Al Masri. Like I did say when that fixture came out, the group staging fixture, the Chiefs are actually in a very, very, very tough group, eh? I don't know how that's going to play. I mean,
that's a group of death.
That's a group of death, going away. Yeah. If anything, they just need to do what they did in DRC. Just if you can't win that football match, don't concede away.
Don't concede away. Bring it back home. Win it. Go through. I
mean, Egypt is not an easy side. Egyptian sides are not easy teams to play.
No.
So if Kaizer Chiefs if they want to put themselves in a good position, they might just not concede that side.
How big would it be for Kaizer Chiefs to go on, get out of this group, have a long run in the knockout stages of this CAF Confederations Cup, and go on and win it?
Bro, I wouldn't put it past them. Look, if you look at how Chiefs managed to get into the finals under Kevin Hunt, well, they dropped. He got off the bus 2 games before,
Yeah.
But I think it was all his work, right?
Yeah.
If you look at how they just managed to just scrap through results, anything can happen, If they get out of group stages, I don't see why not. I don't see why they can't go all the way to the finals. If they get out of these group stages, I think they will be favorites to go to the final.
I hope so,
because that group it's got some serious outfits.
I think fans of Kaizer Chiefs deserve a little bit of something because it's been a rough ride the last few years.
Hey man, they won Nedbank last year,
Absolutely. But
so,
let's not be happy with just that, right?
Yeah, of course. They want more.
We want more. And then Stellies.
Yeah, no, they're getting rid of 2 players, man. I don't know. They've put 2 players on sale. I was just surprised when I saw that. I'm like, what? What is going on? First and foremost, those are good players that you've acquired. I think Lisiba, they got him from Sundowns. I stand to be corrected. I think they got him from Sundowns. And now you've put them on sale in November, before even the windows opens. The January transfer window opens. What is this? Is this off the field
training
issues?
separately from the squad?
Is this
It makes you wonder.
Yeah, because it's also, again, as a Stellenbosch, you're not in a position where you have got the luxury of getting rid of players. If you look at where you are on the log and CAF commitments, and you've got 2 players that you're putting on sale, that for me was a bit surprising, and I think it's probably maybe behavioral issues. Or maybe a fallout with a manager of some sort.
And we know
just speculating, yeah.
And we know how much Stellies loves balancing the books with player sales.
Yeah, no, they do that. And also, I mean, we've seen with one player from, I forgot the boy's name. He was signed from Kaizer Chiefs, and he had off-field troubles, and he was shipped out very quickly.
Yeah, and Stellies need a helping hand when it comes to domestic affairs right now. At the moment, they could use that money to find other representatives that better suit the ambitions of what they're able to achieve this coming season. Anyway, let's jet off English Premier League.
Yeah.
Let's close off the show there. Coming up, it's back. It's been weird.
Yeah,
this 1 week feels like 2 or 3 weeks. It feels long.
Time,
international breaks feel long.
Look, though we enjoy international football, but I just feel like, bro. Yeah, there's something. It just...
When it's outside of tournament football, you know what I'm saying? Like, AFCON will feel different. World Cup will feel different.
Of course.
But when you're interrupting...
It feels like a distraction.
I don't know. I hate an international break.
Yeah, bro. And it always comes at the very awkward times when teams are doing well, others are struggling, and you want to see them continuing struggling, like Liverpool.
Yeah. So Manchester City, for example, we were saying they would have loved to keep this momentum up because they're playing really well, and they've closed a bit of a gap on Arsenal in the Premier League. And this weekend, they've got a tough fixture away at Newcastle. Okay, this isn't the Newcastle of last season as yet. Yeah. They've not found their feet fully, but they've got goals in them.
Yeah, look, that Newcastle side, again, sometimes when they play big side, they just sort of turn up, but... I don't think they're a threat as much as they were in the previous season, and
they had a difficult transfer window. They were bullied by Liverpool when they wanted Hugo Ekitike. They bullied again into selling Alexander Isak. Newcastle couldn't get the signings that they wanted, but they didn't have a terrible window, but it seemed to disrupt them. Just having all of this noise around them and they had a tough transfer window and it bled into the season. But again, they're at home and they have City to play. I fancy City still.
Yeah, I fancy City still to win, but if anything...
Often international break is always so hard to predict what's going to happen, but I fancy City still. And with Haaland on fire the way he is, there's goals in this game.
Yeah, I fancy City to win on that game. I think that's a massive, massive, massive game for City.
And what that means is because they're playing before Arsenal, is that they could be 1 point behind Arsenal, putting pressure before Arsenal are able to play in their
How crazy is this, eh? Because now, and Arsenal are playing Spurs.
Yeah. On Sunday. It's a North London derby.
For the drama, you would want City to win, eh?
Because it's a derby.
Yeah.
For the drama, you want City to win. Yeah, to be a point behind Arsenal.
Yeah, and Arsenal have to go and show us that they actually won this by beating Spurs.
If you're looking at purely from football terms and form, etc., Arsenal are at home. Spurs have not been good. I mean, even when they played Manchester United and managed a draw, they didn't play well. Arsenal have been very good. And yes, they also got a draw. But they're at home. So purely from football terms, you think Arsenal, go on, thump Spurs, you can do it. But it's a derby.
It's a derby. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. It changes the script completely when it's a derby. So I do still fancy Arsenal to win that game. I think they'll still remain 4 points clear of Manchester City come the end of the weekend.
I think so too.
But
I want City to win, and and see what Arsenal can do when they're under pressure. Because we're coming to that period where Arsenal start to crack. So I want to see how they're going to play. Look, I mean, they're a good side, like you said, considered least amount of goals. I mean, everything is in their favor to take this Premier League. But it starts by winning these games when you're under pressure. That's why I would like to see them playing a point when they are just when they've just got Manchester City a point behind them.
Yeah, let's see how they cope with that.
Yeah,
let's see how they cope.
It will be interesting.
It'll be very interesting, and I think it'll show if Manchester City are a point behind them and they've got a difficult game against Tottenham, and Tottenham show up on Sunday.
Yeah, and again,
it'll be interesting to see, because if they're able to conquer that and then still go and win the game, perhaps even win it with a clean sheet, even though Spurs play well, for example, then it will show you the credentials of Arsenal in terms of their title push, is to be under pressure from City, play in a North London derby against a team who plays well as long as Spurs show up, and they still go on and win that. You have to say, oh gosh, yeah, Arsenal this time around look a different beast, and that they can go all the way.
Yeah.
Elsewhere in the Premier League, Chelsea playing Burnley in the early kickoff on Saturday. Which Chelsea's going to show up?
Look, I mean, they've played Wolf the previous game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an opportunity for them to keep collecting these points.
I agree. Well, Estavio is injured. He got injured on Brazil duty.
I don't think that would be an issue.
They've just got so much talent.
They've got so much talent. And I'm digressing now. I had the rumor that Rodrigo might be on the radar for Chelsea.
Jeez, how much more? How many more players do they want?
Yeah.
But anyway, he's a good player.
Well, the model that they're using, his son, they made a long-term contract and sell them and whatnot and make profits. So
yeah, they're going to have to sell a player to Arsenal in January if they can go get Rodrigo. But Burnley won't be strong enough for them. I don't fancy Burnley's chances of surviving this Premier League season, actually.
No, I
think they're going to struggle. And their newly promoted side is opportunity for Chelsea to keep pushing up the table and guarantee themselves at least a top 4 position at the end of the season. Bournemouth against West Ham, their fortunes are shifting ever so much closer. Bournemouth were flying earlier in the season. They've dropped ever so slightly. I mean, let's not think. West Ham were completely nowhere to be seen, but they've found a bit of form and they could find their way out of the relegation battle. With a win against Bournemouth, they have to travel to the Cherries. It's a difficult game for them. But the motivation couldn't be clearer. They're level on points with Burnley, who have to go play Chelsea. And if they are to win that game, they could find themselves all the way in 14th.
Sure.
So that should be motivation enough to go show up at Bournemouth and put in a performance. And, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about how this season changes every week. In terms of predictions, don't predict relegation, don't predict champions, don't do that. But we were saying West Ham, they're gone at a stage.
Yeah, they're not. They're still there.
They're still there.
Look, like you said, they've got a good manager now, and it does seem like he's turning around that tide.
I'm going to skip over a couple other fixtures. Brighton, Brentford, Fulham, Sunderland. Great games. Every game is a great game in the Premier League. But in terms of context of what we expect to happen and things like that, Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Forest,
I foresee a draw.
Yeah, at Anfield.
I foresee a draw.
Forest have such a good side and they've started turning things around now under Sean Dykes.
And they've got Sean Dykes who just knows how to stop teams.
Yeah, he does. And I think Liverpool going to find it hard to beat this Forest side. And the thing is, Forest can punish you on the break. They've got good players.
Yeah,
Morgan Gibbs-White, I'm a big fan.
Just as he can run.
He can run. And I
skillful.
think Liverpool's defense has been shocking of late. And
I think what they're going to do, they're just going to go into Anfield and park the bus.
Little bits, just be compact.
Just be
compact.
I think
close the lines like they did against Manchester United. So make it very narrow. So don't defend completely deep, but don't give a lot of space in behind. And then you guys have the ball when it's in your back line, but make it really difficult for you to have any midfield to play into.
Break the lines,
And I think Dominic Szoboszlai is going to be key if Liverpool are able to do anything. If Alex McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai have a tremendous game, it's going to be difficult for Forest to get anything out of this fixture. But you worry with the form that the defense is in for Liverpool, that Forest could go on, get a draw or get a win in this fixture. And that'll be really tough on Liverpool in terms of like, what do they do from here for the rest of the season? Because the expectations on Liverpool are so extremely high. Top 4 isn't good enough.
No,
you have to push for the. You have to push for the title.
You know, I remember I was speaking to one of Liverpool fans, who's a friend of mine, and say, what does a successful season look like for Liverpool? It's like a Champions League and the Premier League at least.
Yeah, that's ambitious. You know, especially at this point.
But
now,
with the amount of money that they've spent,
it's a very good point. That should be the ambition. You walked the league last season. You've spent a bunch of money. It's like, okay, so what's the ambition now?
You can't say league.
You can't say just the league.
Yeah.
You've spent a bunch of money. You need to do better than you did last season. It's not looking like that's going to be the case.
I think I was just shy to say a treble. You know, so.
Well, I don't see that happening for Liverpool this season. No. But hey, it changes every week, like we said.
Every week, yeah.
Wolves play Crystal Palace. It's another game we can just fix, glaze over. Wolves going to still finish on 2 points next week.
They're not going to get a win.
They're not going to get any. They're not going to even get a point.
Imagine if they get relegated and not actually have a win registered
all season. I think they'll win a game across the season. It's just not this weekend. I'll tell you that. It could be Burnley or Leeds. You know, those are the other teams that I see struggling. Wolves will win a football match.
But I remember, I think it was Watford. They once got relegated and they beat Liverpool 3-0.
Yeah, so this league,
this is
a crazy league. Leeds, Aston Villa, another one to just glaze over. I think Villa are a better side and they should go on and win there at Leeds. But then Manchester United against Everton. This is always a good fixture. Obviously, they're good sides. David Moyes back at Old Trafford. But surely Man United have a bit too much coming into this fixture.
Yeah, I foresee another draw for United. I'm telling you.
You really think so? I think Senna Lamans has been so good for the side. They just look so much more confident defensively. And, you know, Bruno Fernandes, the talisman for Manchester United, comes off the back of a hat-trick for Portugal. Brian Mbeumo is one of the inform attackers. He's last month.
Shame he couldn't do much for Cameroon.
He couldn't do much for Cameroon. But Man United against Everton is going to be a great fixture. I think Man United should go and impose themselves and win this game and show that they're pushing for European football next season and that they really want to turn this around and become more of the Manchester United of old and turn around this bad run of form that's been probably over the course of a few years.
Can they really do well, especially with the teams that have that applies low block?
Yeah, it's difficult to break down, but I think Man United have Casemiro again scoring goals and making assists, and he pops in with a header. You know, and
I think he scored for Brazil. Sorry, I'm interjecting.
Yeah, I think he scored for Brazil, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Man United have too much for Everton right now. I think they have to keep Jack Grealish quiet. I know that his form has dipped off a little bit in recent weeks because he was flying at the start of the season for Everton. But, David Moyes is going to make it difficult for Manchester United. Let's not look at it any other way. But there's a lot of quality in that United side, and they have to win to keep up pressure on teams like Liverpool and Chelsea, Spurs, and those sides around them. And if you look at, Chelsea's fixture this weekend, we said we expect them to go win. Liverpool, we've not so confident they're going to win that game. Spurs, we just said we expect them to lose.
Yeah, of course.
It's important for Man United to win now because the teams around them have difficult fixtures this weekend.
Yeah, because they want to climb up there.
Yeah, they need to climb up there. And they need to win this game at Old Trafford where they've been better. They've been better at Old Trafford than they've been away on the road. So I really hope Man United push on and go and win this. I think if Benjamin Sesko is back and fit to play on Monday night, it'll be good for Man United because they need his ability to hold up the ball and maybe make something happen from a corner kick or a free kick or any set piece. They need their players in form. They need these players in form.
Yeah.
And they need to be able to go into this fixture this weekend and not have Amad Diallo as one of the attacking players. They need Amad Diallo to be on the wing, on the wing back role, and impose themselves on Everton and not try and cover. Not try and be like, how are Everton dangerous? Let's deal with that. You need to play your game at Old Trafford. You need to make them worry about you instead of the other way around.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's Premier League action coming up.
Let's see what happens. But I think I just don't know why I've got a very strong feeling that It's another draw for United.
I hope not. I hope not. They need points on the board.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mulalo,
Yeah, man.
thank you very much.
Uncle.
Anything else you want to speak about?
Oh, no. Good luck to
Anything-
Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns.
In CAF competition.
In CAF competitions.
We'll speak about Pirates next week before they play.
Yeah, we'll speak about Paris next week before they play. They play against Chipa, who's rooted at the bottom, so it's also going to be difficult for them as well.
And congratulations, DRC. Forza Portugal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Another World Cup.
Another Yeah, look, I mean, I get to be Carlos, yeah.
Yeah. Carlos is back for next World Cup. I'm Marco Martins.
I'm Musuphi.
This is Black and White Boots.
Uncle.